Rightio. Online. Okay, so aim of the game today is essentially getting a little bit of polish done. At the moment, what I've got a little guy that can run around, stab the Cyclops, got a number counting down. I've got the attack speed up way high. I love it so much. Um, but yeah, essentially the plan is to see if I can like clean up my project a little bit and maybe do some planning for the week coming because I'm not entirely sure on what to do next. So that'd be me today. Now I wonder if I should actually. Nah, I'll leave it for next time. Turn some air conditioning on. Okay, so that's my basic game. Now I actually want to kind of start bringing in some mechanics as well. Trig can go. I do not need that. Not anymore. Area 2D versus collision shape. I did actually end up looking into that a bit more. I think I'm still kind of don't really have the full hang of it though yet. Now, how do I create a new canvas? New canvas, new canvas, new canvas. Where is it? I want to create a new canvas. Close enough. Now, today I want to go through game mechanics, specifically weapon, okay, or specifically dagger logic. Or actually no, not even dagger logic. I want the weapon. I do want damage logic, don't I? So, my damage logic currently, as it stands, I have... Actually, there is one other thing that I am yet to do. I have worked on this last night, and I haven't pulled in the changes because I worked on it in a different computer. You make child window exclusive, but the parent window already has another exclusive child. Not entirely sure what that means, but there we go. Awesome. Now I've got a hitbox set up. I have damage. I have health. And I've got the floating text coming through. So that was what I was working on yesterday. Now, let me double check that my mic isn't throwing up. Hey, there we go. Okay, it's all good. Am I too quiet? It doesn't matter. So, I have a dagger, in this case. Or, actually, yeah, so let me drag in the things that I've got. I have Note from Vault, Media from Vault. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. So that's how you can... Nice. Alright, damage logic. What do I have? I have... my dagger, which is our weapon. I have a hitbox. I have my damage box. So there's my actual weapon, the dagger. And then in my components I have the damage box, and I have the hitbox, and I have health as well as an actual component. Health. So these are my different components. Now, how they actually interact, I need to refresh myself. So a dagger has the damage box, for example. The character, which could be an NPC or it could be basically anything, has the hitbox and it has the health. Now the character and the dagger are kind of like the two entities, so I'll give them blue coloring. I do like blue. These guys are the components, so they can be green. Now, currently, the logic starts at the damage box, I believe. Although, oh, actually no, it starts. Yeah, so the logic starts at the dagger box, the damage box. I've got myself an on area entered function, so let me pull that to the right. On area entered. Now, that onAreaEntered method will end up calling... Oh, that's actually kind of not very easy, so... It's checking... Oh, yeah, I've got multiple characters in here. So I guess I've got the enemy, and I've got the wielder. So the wielder actually wields the dagger. The dagger contains a damage box. The damage box contains onAreaEntered, and then when it does that, it tries to send a... No, it doesn't send a signal. It interacts with the enemy, essentially. So this kind of comes down here. So the enemy is hit. So everything kind of comes down to here. We've got... That can go away for now. If area has method deal damage, so the enemy will have hurt. Right. Oh, so the area that's entered is actually not the enemy, it is the hitbox. No, yes. It's the hitbox that's entered. Now the enemy script is actually not needed anymore, I believe. So the enemy health equals 10, enemy health.text equals that. All of that can go. Except where is that? Show in file system. Cannot navigate to it as it has not been found in the file system. Perfect. Close that down. In fact, let's close everything down because I have updated everything. Troy, Odysseus, cool. Oh, good. Now what have I got here? I've got a random area. That can probably go away. That was me trying to test something. Debugger. Floating damage text. Cannot assign a value of packed scene. No, okay. That'll work. Dealt damage. Float. That's no longer used. That can go away. Nope, that is used. Ah, crud. Where did that go? Local variable color is declared but never used in the block. But you're wrong. Wait. Wait. this is the damage box. Yeah, that is correct. I'm no longer using that color. Variable actual damage has no static type. Let's make that a float. Haha, whoops. That's meant to go there. And previous value is a float. Nice. How's that looking? Perfect. No warnings. Okay, damage box, floating damage text. Air conditioning's able to turn off again. Oh, hold on. Narrowing conversion. Float is converted to int and loses precision. Actually, how do you cast in Godot? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Cool. So, I have a wielder who wields a dagger. The dagger contains a damage box. A function of the damage box is on area entered. We have an enemy which has a hitbox and health. Now, when the enemy's hitbox is hit, on area enter triggers. Using layers for filtering hitbox source, or for filtering which hitbox to use. Can I add a card? And then can I like... Maybe not. No, I guess not. whether hitbox is valid. That's probably more accurate. Yeah, close enough. Okay. On area entered within the damage box. Now, within the damage box, it then checks, does the area have method deal damage? So, deal damage. Yep, cool. So we have on area entered, we have deal damage. So on area entered will then try and deal damage. And then you can update the line. You know what? Pure blue. Let's go. There we go. The wielder wields the dagger. In fact, that's actually more of a composition type thing. It's fine. Contains damage box, has a function. Now, as for function calls, these can be read, maybe. Something like that. So, a hitbox is hit. On area entered, tries to call deal damage. And then that will return damage as well. Grabs or gets damage dealt, and from there hold on, so yeah. We then have floating text. Now this is interesting actually, I think. All of this stuff actually is not needed, is it? So that stuff should be done in here. Equals instantiate. Alright, this is something to find out. Godot. Instantiate. Godot get tree from static function. Alright, let's actually see if this works. So, what is the actual error being thrown here? Floating damage text instantiate. Static function instantiate, not found in base. Okay. Okay, Godot. Ah, no, I need a spawner, don't I? Yeah, okay. Damage text spawner? I guess that can work. So if I go back to Troy, node 2D, and I call this damage floating damage text spawner. Such a mouthful. Okay. Alright. Instantiate not found in base floating text, that's fine. Floating damage text spawner. So, let's copy this. That is not needed. Func init or create floating damage text. Close enough. I want the damage or amount, and I want the position. Vector 2. Void. just do all of this, stick it in here. Negative amount. Yeah, that should be fine. Alright, damage box, you... There we go. Dot create. The amount is negative damage. Negative dealt damage. Position is the area dot global position. Is that gonna work? Ah, that needs to be in the actual alright. Okay, how's that in terms of
Wake up to the sound of thunder, like a whisper in my ear. Are you gonna...
Introducing the Shark Hydrovac, a 3-in-1 hard floor cleaner.
good old ads? Okay, A little bit of background music. I may or may not keep that, we'll see. Okay, so I have a spawner, floating damage text spawner, which I can now drag and drop into. Ooh. Let's add a null check in there just in case. Now, floating damage text spawner, floating damage text. That's not going to work, unfortunately. But the spawner might be fine. Okay, there are still a lot of errors there. Let me clear that out. Well, let me just retry. Okay, cool. So that's not sending out any damage text. Now, if I go to Troy, oh, right, that's gonna be a problem. Damage box is expecting a floating damage text spawner, which doesn't exist. So I cannot get it. So, that's not gonna work. So instead of exporting that variable, what I'm going to need to do is var floating damage text spawner get tree dot current scene, no, not dot current scene, dot get node find, maybe it will be current scene dot node, yeah, get node, and the path is an absolute path of that. Yikes, does that mean that I need to let me give it a go. Alright, so that's not working. And I think the problem is that if I do that, it will probably work. No, it won't. Interesting. Let me see why. So we've got ourselves, let's continue, so step over. Floating damage text spawner could not be found. Alright, what if I did that? Not found relative to root. Stop that. Oh, hold on. No, that actually did find something, didn't it? Alright, perfect. Errors, no not found, floating damage text spawner relative to root. Let me do this. Var root equals get tree root. How's about that? So what is root? Is an object ID. Not having much luck there. What exactly are you? You are you Troy? Node 2D canvas item and a node. A node 2D. Path root Troy. It is Troy. Okay. Floating damage text spawner. Non-existent. Wonder why. What if I did that? Ah, there we go. Yeah, okay. Let's continue. Hey, there we go, except it's gone positive. I do know why that is though. That's because the text spawner is currently giving it negative amount. Whereas we just want to give it amount. Alright, cool. Damage is going through to the Cyclops. Alright, so we now have a little bit of extra complexity in here. We not only have a floating text, oh crud, we have a floating text spawner. Nice. And the floating text spawner has a function. Close enough. Create floating text, floating damage text, and that will instantiate or one of these things. And then floating text does its thing. So the damage box has on area entered, it will take in a hitbox, it will get the damage dealt, and then after that it will call that. Two creates floating text, if possible. This is kind of not my preferred music at the moment. Okay. So what I've been doing those so far. Don't take me down. No copyright sounds, but I actually want to find something else. So, can I use my own music? Specifically, Spotify, Twitch, save music. Is that a thing? Epidemic sounds, eh? That seems to be quite the popular one. Seven-day free trial? Nah, I'm good. Let's see if I can find something that's a little more my thing. Melodic dubstep. Nah. How about future bass? Nope. Not what I'm feeling like. EDM? Nah. Chill. I just want chill. Close enough. Okay, damage logic. Wielder, wield a dagger, contains a damage box. On area entered, it will take in a hit. It will try to deal damage and then it gets the damage back, and then it will create a floating text, which instantiates a floating text field. Cool. Floating damage text. Okay, now the floating damage text will create a floating damage text object. That's all good. Now, this is actually working at the moment, right? Yep, cool. Alright, that can go. Okay, position. Create it at position. How about we use that? Just to avoid more warnings. There we go. No warnings. We're good. Alright. Now, deal damage. That's kind of what I'm looking at now. So my hitbox, all it does is it has a health kind of so a hitbox connects to, you know what, that I don't even need to say that. Deal damage, and then the deal damage will call. Now, how does the damage box actually see the hitbox? It okay, yeah, it just hits. So that's fine. Health.deal damage. So that is actually a function in here as well. Although this may not necessarily... Oh no, it is dealing damage because I'm adjusting it with resistance, so that's fine actually. We'll perform damage calculations using or taking into account the resistances of this entity. And return the final damage dealt to this entity's health. There we go. All right. Now, what are these? These are the different methods. Oh, nice. I didn't actually realize that was a thing. Create floating damage text. Ready. Process and init. Cool. Wheeled, reset damage, and on area entered. And that's a signal. Just making sure. I'm looking at a damage box. Yeah, there we go. On area entered. Now, does this logic make sense? So deal damage will then call that. So deal damage. Now, how many headers did I get this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe that's too much. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So these things are still entities. And then these, they can still get some love. Yeah, so 4 could be a bit much. Deal damage, so calculates final damage dealt. And updates the health value of the containing health let's just say updates the health value. Now this is, see, this is where I'm kind of like, this is sort of redundant, because this one is just passing through, essentially. Which kind of feels iffy to me. So that is the hitbox. And the hitbox stores a health variable. Damage through to health component. That's basically all it's doing. Maybe I'm overthinking it.
With the YouTube Music app, you can start a radio station with up to 30 artists. Go ahead, DJ Thumb.
That's probably unneeded. Okay, so this is the damage logic. Very iffy at the moment. I love that. That is awesome. So you can literally create kind of like a node. That's nice. Now, as for this, I might actually place this in the Git repository? Yeah, I don't need that. That can go. Delete. Personal notes. So anything in there can be ignored, but other than that, can I like move? No. Show in System Explorer. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Perfect. And let's add to the .getIgnore. Ah. You know what? Close enough. Wow, that is very zoomed in, but that's fine. I want to ignore Godot. No, Obsidian. Personal notes. So I don't need anything that's in here. Doesn't actually need to be put through to the stream or put through to the GitHub. Cool. That can go, that can go. So now I've got personal notes for anything I want, and I have these notes for random stuff. Damage logic, Odyssey game, gameplay. You know what? Let's connect that up, shall we? Nah, I don't need that. That's fine. But yeah, so we have a wielder, wields a dagger, we have an enemy. Dagger contains a damage box. This is more like a child kind of. This is a child of that. These are child of these, and then this one is literally just kind of connected to this one. Floating text is just kind of it's just a random thing, really. Let's move that over there. Alright. There's kind of the plan. Now, rest of the game. Rude. Yeah, so that's just containing random stuff. I guess I want the enemy to be moving towards me. That's probably my next step, isn't it? Yeah, I'll do that in the next 15 minutes if I can. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
So I'm in Godot 4, and as you can see, this path updates 10 times every single second to find the best possible path to get to our player, no matter if we're behind obstacles or anything, and it does not get stuck on walls, it will slide across it. But before we get started, I just want to ask if you can go down below, hit that subscribe button, drop a like on this video to help YouTube push this to any aspiring game developers who are trying to learn to make their own Godot games and need path finding for those. Godot 4 makes this pathfinding super easy, so let's just get started and let's create this pathfinding here in Godot 4. Okay, so to create pathfinding in Godot, so what we have in this game already, we have a couple of starter items, which we have a camera 2D just so we can zoom in close. We have a player, which has...
Actually, I should probably double check. Is there a problem? Public domain YouTube videos and clips can be used on Twitch without any copyright owner being able to make claims about it. That's alright. At the moment, I'm looking at how to create pathfinding in Godot 4. I will be back.